You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog maws confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by the Schaefer Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia. The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal. The revolution will not get rid of the nub. The revolution will not make you look 5 pounds thinner because the revolution will not be televised, brother. There will be no pictures of you and Willie Mae pushing that shopping cart down the block on the dead run or trying to slide that color TV into a stolen ambulance. NBC will not be able to predict the winner at 8:32 on report from 29 districts. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of Whitney Young being run out of Harlem on a rail with a brand new process. There will be no slow motion or still lights of Roy Wilkins strolling through Watts in a red, black, and green liberation jumpsuit that he has been saving for just the proper occasion. Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction will no longer be so damn relevant, and women will not care if Dick finally got down with Jane on Search for Tomorrow, because black people will be in the street looking for a brighter day. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no highlights on the 11 o'clock news and no pictures of Harry R. Women Liberationists and Jackie Onassis blowing her nose. The theme song will not be written by Jim Webb or Francis Scott Keys, nor sung by Glenn Campbell, Tom Jones, Johnny Cash, Engelbert Humperdinck, or The Rare Earth. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be right back after a message about a white tornado, white lightning, or white people. You will not have to worry about a dove in your bedroom, the tiger in your tank, or the giant in your toilet bowl. The revolution will not go better with coke. The revolution will not fight germs that may cause bad breath. The revolution will put you in the driver's seat. The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised. The revolution will be no rerun, brothers. The revolution will be live.
Rise and shine.
Bat an eyelash.
Good morning.
There are no hands on the clock
Why?
because they're not needed.
What time is it?
You know, I don't remember that part. All right, let's just not nitpick over the passwords. This is Bob Ferguson. I was a part of the French 75.
Bitch, I felt like Tony Montana!
Steve Lockjaw just attacked my home. And I cannot remember, for the life of my only child, the answer to your question.
Maybe you should have studied the rebellion text a little harder.
I need to find my daughter.
Well, then call us back when you have the time.
You just...
You know, you are so unsuitable for my daughter. My child comes from a whole line of revolutionaries. And you look so lost. What are you gonna do about this baby?
You know what freedom is?
What?
No fear. Go.
It's 413 out there!
Not one thing, it's another. Find that to be true.
I need need you, brother. Sensei, please.
Courage, Bob. Courage.
That's it. Courage. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Sensei. Thank you, Sensei. Thank you. God damn it! Viva la revolution!
Toronto, Cannes, Berlin, and Sundance, everybody chat about good movies, chat about good movies, chat about good movies, good movies, good movies.
Oh, it's the Good Movie Chat About, where we have good chats about good movies with the great chat. It's here. Sorry, the cat demanded to be let out right as the theme music was ending. It's thrown me off. Folks, big news. Okay, I said this in the Discord. I said this last night on stream, but I'll say it here at the top. All right. First of all, Coward Ice. Second of all, this is the season finale of the Good Movie Chat About. Season finale. It's going on hiatus for a little bit, just because it's more work than the other stuff and less fun, and it doesn't matter why. It'll come back at some point, but for a couple months, I'm still going to stream on Saturdays, but we're going to take a break from the Good Movie Chat About format for at least a couple months or so. But I'm so happy to get this one in here. Of course, couldn't retire the Good Movie Chat About before I had the BOBSCARS, which I just realized I'm so behind the eight ball here. This is going to be a really, really fun one. Excuse me. BOBSCARS are coming. That's what we're finishing with. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure I had this ready. Okay. But we're also, of course, got to talk about my movie week. And folks, I watched a lot of stuff. This week. So, yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look at what I watched. Okay. We'll put you over here. How's everybody doing tonight? Okay. Didn't give you a chance to answer. So Hamnet, did I watch Hamnet? I watched Hamnet before last week's stream. So I already talked about Hamnet. It's good. That's it. All right. Summer Wars, really fun. Really fun anime film. 3.5, it's not like Your Name to me, where Your Name, I don't know if people have seen Your Name. That one is one that really I found very affecting, made me emotional to watch. This was a bit, even though it had some of the same kind of tugging at the same heartstrings, it wasn't quite as good, but it was still good. All right. Exploring Psychic Powers Live. I hope you all were here for that. If not, check out the VOD. That was last Sunday. I just logged it a day later, but I did want to log it because I loved it and found a James Randi documentary we'll be watching. So yeah, that's also coming up. K-pop Demon Hunters. Oh, this was just a blast. What can I say? It was fun. Again, 3.5 stars. What was crazy watching it was that, like, first Sony Pictures didn't want it, and then Netflix was like, sure, we'll take it, and they just kind of put it out, and it's like, the people running things are so fucking stupid, and they don't know what people want to watch, because you watch the movie, you're like, well, of course this is going to be a sensation. Like, it's not like a thing that's like, oh, I can't believe this was so huge and everybody loved this fucking movie. It's like, you watch the movie, you're like, yeah, this is what it was designed to do, and it does it pretty well. It's not like the best animated film I've seen. It could have gone deeper in some ways, but for what it was certainly entertainment, and I enjoyed it. All right. Where the Truth Lies. Now, this was also a 3.5. This is I think is considered a lesser film in Adam Agoyan, Armenian American filmmaker. You hear that, Chris Chalakian? And it's he made a movie I watched recently, Exotica, which is kind of a weird but cool, horny, moody noir kind of movie. And this was also very much like a noir, but it was more like a melodrama noir. And it centered around this showbiz duo, this performing partnership that was clearly based off of, and I think it even says in the synopsis that it's a Martin and Lewis like act. So Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, except here they're played by Colin Firth as the British Dean Martin, I guess, and then Kevin Bacon as the crack up Jerry Lewis type. And they both feel miscast for those parts of it whenever they're doing. And also another thing about them is that they do an annual telethon for, I forget, also for a disease. I don't think it's muscular dystrophy. I think they picked a different one. But yeah, that's another part of the like whole story. And anyway, the stuff with them off stage and like their like behind the scenes intrigue and stuff, I enjoyed all of that. But whenever they were performing, I was like, these guys weren't. I don't know if this was the casting I would have gone with, but they're great actors, and it was good. It certainly has its weak points, but again, very horny as well. Arco was delightful. Arco was so very weird and French. Really a great time. Really laughed, and just it was just a really wonderful animated film. So I got some of the. So again, Arco, K-pop Demon Hunters, Hamnet. I was making sure that I saw what I could of 2025. The one movie I didn't see from 2025 that I regret and I think maybe could have factored in the BOBSCARS depending on how I felt about it, but certainly there's a good chance I would have loved it, is The Testament of Ann Lee. I did not see The Testament of Ann Lee. Ooh, The Adjuster. Well, it has that. I think the actor that's in The Adjuster is like in all of his movies, and he's also a big part of Exotica, which Exotica is a cool, weird movie. Great cast too: Bruce Greenwood, Elias Koteas. It's a cool movie. Okay, and then 2 nights ago, Thursday night, Resurrection, Be Gone. I don't know what to say about the movie. Okay, and Bingen liking the music of Ann Lee, because I know Bingen's a real head, that she's that she knows her musicals, and she's been in that world before, so I trust you saying the music's good, so that gets me excited to watch it. I will say, like, I always forget. I meant to do I didn't do this, but I want to do like a category that's like best film of, 2 years, or the previous year that I just that I saw after the BOBSCARS that would have been honored in the BOBSCARS. Last year, that would go to Hard Truths, the Mike Lee film, starring Marion Jean-Baptiste, who would have absolutely won Best Actor. It would have been her and Tilda Swinton. Tilda Swinton for The Room Next Door and Problemista. And that would have knocked out Mikey Madison from Anora, who she didn't need it, ended up. She got the Oscar. She got it all. She didn't need the BOBSCAR. And I don't like to choose the same thing that the Oscars do, although this year I may just. I don't want to give away what I picked for the BOBSCARS. But Resurrection, I haven't said anything about because it really defies description in a real way. It's so the loose framing device of the story is it takes place in a future where it is illegal to dream. They have found the key to the longevity of life is not allowing people to dream, and they live longer. But then the people that still dream are called hallucinators, I think, and they are like pursued or whatever. They're like criminals. And so one gets caught in the beginning, and this woman, and then we're watching his dreams, and each of those dreams goes chronologically through the 20th century in China, both from like the film, like the first part of it's like a silent film, and then it's like a noir, and then it gets like more technicolor, and there's like a more of a modern comedy, and then there's a very current feeling 1999 segment that takes place on New Year's 1999, and it's some of the craziest visuals and imagery, and I don't understand most of what happens in it. Very, like, I couldn't tell you, but there's two things on that front. One, I watched it on Plex, and Plex has their like open source subs that you can pull from, and I don't feel great about this one. I don't feel great about it. It wasn't the best sub. It wasn't the best sub. I think the people that saw it in theaters probably got a better sub. It was confusing to even figure out what was being said. And yeah, but also it's the movie that I've watched this year that as I was watching it, I was thinking, I can't wait to rewatch this. Like, I was already thinking about revisiting it and, trying to piece together more sort of what's going on. It's just like that kind of a really cool movie. It like reminded me a bit of like Cloud Atlas, which I love, without the problematic part of Cloud Atlas. I don't know. I literally love Resurrection. And then earlier today, I watched History of Violence, which I rewatched. I've seen it before, but I hadn't watched my Criterion disc yet, 4K, so I did, and that's really good. Yeah. Yeah, I almost was like, I feel like I would have understood this better if I didn't even have the subs at some points. I was like, if I was just going on the visuals, with like reading the subs and trying to like piece it together, I feel like I was missing out on some of the experience. Whereas when it was, and there would be long stretches where it was just all visual like information, and I was literally like, I was literally, what the fuck am I looking at through the whole thing? So let that be a hearty endorsement. And will we see it later tonight? This would have been the very 11th hour. Could it factor into the BOBSCARS? Well, that'll just have to be drama for the rest of the stream, folks. You'll have to see. Yeah, I don't know if it's AI translated. The biggest thing of it was that the pronouns were all fucked up, right? Because, of course, China doesn't have male and female pronouns, and that was the biggest thing, is sometimes it would be saying he, but it was talking about a woman character or vice versa, and also just like even like I and me or whatever, like the kind of the pronoun-y like stuff was really getting jumbled, especially. Yeah. So that really made it especially confusing. Yeah, Abby was watching it with me, so she knows. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to rewatching that when it's like actually released with like a good sub track, and I look forward to giving it my money in whatever online marketplace. All right, folks. I know we got a lot on the docket tonight, but I still want to play the dulls. Still want to get some dulls in. Okay. Let's see the points. All right, this is August 29th, 1997. Yeah, I think it's going to actually be on the Criterion channel later as well. So, and I'll definitely have that. Oh, BOBSCAR fever, thank you, Billy Mumphrey. We were all catching it. Okay, August 1997. All right, so I'm 11. Hollywood Pictures, so that's the like Disney. Okay, it's week 2. Doing really well. 1997 Hollywood Pictures starring Demi Moore. It's not Striptease, is it? No. Is it G.I. Jane? Yes. Okay. Yeah, A History of Violence does rock. Yeah, in my review, I talk about how it's kind of, some people think of it as like, oh, this is like the less Cronenberg-y Cronenberg, and it certainly is like a different sort of mode for him, but I think that it has all of the usual Cronenberg stuff in it. It's just kind of under the surface in a way I really appreciate. And I really like it as like a turning point in David Cronenberg's filmography. Like it's like he started just like choosing more and more like projects where you're like, why did he choose that? And then you see it and you're like, well, you know what? It's pretty good. All right, box office game. Okay, we got G.I. Jane. That's pretty good. 160 points on that one. New Line, second week. So is it probably a horror or maybe... Okay, let's see. Oh, no. Chris Tucker. Is it Rush Hour? No. No, it would be making more money than that. So this is... what was it called? Was it called like Money Talks? Yes! Oh, yes. Yeah, Abby, you got it. One with him and Charlie Sheen. Oh, Billy. Sorry, Billy Mumfries. You have the same color as Travel Scrapbooks I'm looking over. Yes. The one with Charlie Sheen. But I was also like, this was like around the same time there was the other one with Martin Lawrence. I think Blue Streak, maybe? And that's another similar one where it's like him and a lame white guy. That was the thing in the 90s, is that there were always two movies that were like very similar. Oh, I should have like looked more into this. Okay, well, it stars Harrison Ford. Wow. Okay, it's made a ton of money. I think it's Air Force One. Yes. 160s all the way down so far. Okay, MGM first week. I don't understand how the gross makes sense then. Larry Fishburne. Give me a tagline. Power is measured in enemies. It's Bill Duke. It's deep cover. What? What is it? Isn't it called deep cover? Fuck, what's it called? It's not called Deep Cover? No, not Deep Water. Fuck. The Bill Duke movie starring Lawrence Fishburne, and this name's gonna be Jeff Goldblum. Is it Undercover? No. Fuck. What's the movie? I know them. Deep Cover is the title. Why isn't it pulling it up? So it's not Deep Cover. It's another movie directed by Bill Duke. Oh, with Tim Roth. Okay, never mind. I might just not know this one. And Vanessa Williams. It didn't make a ton of money. Oh, is it like Hoodlum? I was not gonna get Hoodlum. I was not gonna get Hoodlum. Yeah, okay. I thought Deep Cover was earlier. So that, but also sometimes I just get thrown off about what year it is. Okay. All right, this has made a good bit of money. Fourth week, Warner Brothers, 62 mil, starring. So this is probably number one at one point. Is it actually Lethal Weapon 4? No. Mel Gibson, Julia Roberts. Oh. All right, Payback. Yeah, I think. No. Ooh, it's a Richard Donner. It's not like it's what if your most paranoid nightmares had just come true? Patrick Stewart. What the fuck movie is this? Oh, Conspiracy Theory. All right. Yep. That one gets in and Billy Mumfries get the assist on that one. We were doing so well on the first three. Oh well. Okay. All right, movie to movie. Oh boy. Okay. This is tough. Let me just look at who we've got in this one. Okay. All right. I mean, these two have been in a lot. Liz Kaplan as well, actually. Okay. We're going to start from here. And I think I know how I want to do it. Okay. Yep. And then wait. Why was I going through Arrested Development? Why did I think someone in Arrested Development was in Now You See Me? When that's not the case. Okay, Will Arnett. Oh. Lego Movie, Allison Brie, Together, Dave Franco. There we go. But actually, I don't know if Lizzie Kaplan's still in all of them. Or wait, is Lizzie Kaplan not in the Now You See Me movies? Am I thinking of someone else? She's not. It's Isla Fisher. Oh, she's in 2. Thank you. Okay. Good. All right. And 127. All right. Not bad. Short as Possible was 2. Oh, Spider-Man. Asif Mandvi. No, Comatose, we're about to get into it. You still got time. But we did 2 minutes for the movie to movie. I'm happy with that. Okay, I'm doing the Cine to Nerdle, the letterboxed game, the letterboxed one. So let's read the annoying letterbox review and try to guess what it could be. All right. The machine can be navigated, searched, its crimes solved, but you aren't allowed to change the nature of the machine itself. European social democracy is the wafer veneer over fascist misogynist rage. Every victory Pyrrhic, every relationship transactional until it isn't. What begins as a pulp paperback thriller ends up as a bitter Nordic fairy tale. Oops. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, 2011. Got it in one. Jakey! What's up, Jakey Chains? Oh, okay. Fablemans through James Franco. That's good. Young Comic Sans. I don't know why I'm like, I can't do it through through James Franco. It's too obvious. All right. We just got one more, and of course it's my favorite. It's the actoral. We're doing the actoral. Okay, this actor started their career in 1978 in something. 1981 did a pretty well-liked one-word adventure fantasy. Okay. Maybe Excalibur? Oh, you know what? Oops. No, okay. Older than Tom Cruise, but we're close. 63 years. We're within a few years. This person hasn't done any movies with Tom Cruise. Okay. All right. Just like, what's their most recent one? Wow. Okay, they've worked a ton. They did an action crime comedy last year that was not that good. Really bad. Actually, a couple. Another one that looks like it was quite bad. When was the last time they were in something good? 7.2, Western comedy drama. Western comedy drama from 2018, the 7.2. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. It's the Ballad of Buster Scruggs. Now, second guess. That is impressive. I got it just by recognizing Ballad of Buster Scruggs. And I didn't think it was going to be Liam Neeson. I was like, well, he'll get me. Maybe he's in other movies with him, but I can confirm that's Ballad of Buster Scruggs. Anyway, I love the actoral. Oh, Josh Brolin. No, because he's probably about the same age as Tom Cruise. Anyway, folks, it's one battle after another day on the Good Movie Chat About. On the last Good Movie Chat About for some time, we're gonna take a break from Good Movie Chat About, but we're finishing out PTA-bruary. Last week we Liam Neeson's niece's son, Liam Neeson's niece on his knees on ease on a Nissan. Thank you, Jakey. Actually, I just remembered that I like to listen to music in the background. Okay. All right. We're talking one battle after another here on the Good Movie Chat About PTA-bruary. Last week, we did a double feature. We did the Daniel Day double feature of There Will Be Blood and Phantom Thread. Now, of course, between Phantom Thread and One Battle After Another, we do have Licorice Pizza, which is probably Paul's most, autobiographical film, actually drawn from his youth and him remembering growing up adjacent to show business in LA in the 70s. It's a great film. I mean, it's a fun little film. It's a nice, examination or something. It's a fun hang, but it certainly was not like an across the board everybody loved it. It did get a lot of awards, nominations, and it was nominated for Best Picture and stuff. Of course, Paul still has yet to win an Oscar for anything, for writing, for directing. I feel like he's going to win at least one this year. That seems pretty good. The stuff with John Peters is great. Yes, the Bradley Cooper showing up in a 1 or 2 scene, scenery chewing supporting role. He should just be doing that. There's when he shows up unexpectedly, don't you always love it? When he was the Gemstones ancestor in the final season of Righteous Gemstones, and there was the whole Civil War episode or whatever, the whole splashback episode. That's good. Oh my God, Pringles. That is so nice. And of course, my alerts always like to fail. And I won't let it happen. Oh, except you know what? It thinks that it's playing the alert, so it's gonna stay here for the whole time. And I am going to just cue another one to go for real when it's ready. that hopefully will actually work. Pringles. I know the website is so good. It has to fail first one time. Here we go.
Chantilly lace and a pretty face and a ponytail hanging down, a wiggle and a walk and a giggle when she talk. Thought it'll make the world go round. There ain't nothing in the world like a big-eyed girl. Make me act so funny and spend my money. Loose like a long-necked goose.
Oh, baby, that's what I like. All right, thank you so much, Pringles. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But anyway, Bradley Cooper's a great actor, I have to say. I also think he can be a really good director when he's just kind of chilling. Though I will admit, I did not. I in my effort to be exhaustive of all the 2025 awards movies, I must confess, I did not watch Is This Thing On? Is this thing on? Yes. I did not watch Is This Thing On? I skipped that one. I said, I'm good. I don't need a Will Arnett dramatic turn. I'm good. I'm all right. I love Laura Dern a lot. I don't even know if I love Laura Dern that much. All right? I mean, look. I love Laura Dern, okay? For your consideration. I keep her up. I keep that thing on me. Always for your consideration, Laura Dern. Oops, wrong one. But yeah, I missed that one. But back in September, I did see opening night, the Friday night, in the theaters. I happened to get my tickets were at the same time as my friend Harrison, who's been on the show a few times, sometimes in the chat, CEO of Hollywood. The great Harrison Smith. Snubbed by the Helen Hayes Awards. Helen Hayes Awards, you're on my shit list. Tell me, you saw a better best leading actor performance in a musical than Harrison Smith in Head Over Heels? You're fucking with me. You fucked up. Sorry. That was I just needed to use my platform. But he was there, a couple of and with his girlfriend and some other friends that are mutual friends, and they weren't sitting near us, but it was just like it was a very full house. And watching this movie, one battle after another, I was just kind of awestruck at like seeing something that, as you're watching it, you're like, this is an all-timer. This is an all-timer. You only get that, like, some movies end up being all-timers, and you're like, damn, I didn't think this one was going to be an all-timer. But I keep coming back to it. I like it. Or, like, it'll sneak up on you. And some movies, like, announce themselves. They're like, no, I'm here. And you watch it, and you're like, well, this is it's like when people must have felt when they first watched like The Godfather, or I know when I walked out of Lord of the Rings or something. It's like you watch that and you're like, that's my first time watching that. Like I will be like, that's a movie that is just going to stick around, that I'm going to see many, many, many times, and it is going to, like, these eternal films, these films that just are in the pantheon, and you're like, well, that's a classic. Only so many times can you feel that when you're like walking out of Fury Road. Yes, Fury Road was a similar experience actually, and I saw Fury Road in a 4DX D-Box, whatever it was called at the time, with the moving chairs, and it was actually awesome. It actually fucking kicked ass. It was so good. Oh, I've collected all of the level 1 emotes. But just a movie that, like, and actually it's almost like it hung over the rest of the year of movies, because like better or worse, it was really hard not to compare stuff to it. Like, I talked a little bit last week about my watching Marty Supreme. When I watched Marty Supreme while I was extremely sick, or I was just starting to get sick. That's right, one Bob after another. Hello, Source Force. I was getting the onset of what would be an extremely, extremely bad sickness, which now I think my friend Mallweasel has. It sounds like. Everybody keep Mallweasel in your thoughts. We love Mallweasel here. And it made me feel insane. And so then watching Marty Supreme early on in that, which literally did real stress to my body. Like, it's a very stressful watch. I just didn't feel... I had to compare it to my feeling watching One Battle After Another, which is has so much tension in it, and many characters you care about that are in tense situations that you're like, oh God, what's going to happen here? But somehow you always felt, whatever happens, I'm not going to expect it, and also I'm in good hands. Like, it's the most that... I mean, Paul has only made bangers, you could argue. And I would. And certainly as I've said, every episode of PTA-bruary, the whole point of doing this month is that he can lay claim to a credible case for having made the best film of the decade 4 decades in a row. 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. There's at least one movie from each of those decades, and sometimes more than one. Like 90s, you could argue Boogie Nights, you could also argue Magnolia, you know? For sure. And same for 2010s. I say Phantom Thread, you might say The Master. And go ahead, make the argument. I love it. I don't disagree. I'm just, you know. Anyway, this is Nirvana's Nevermind, but with the Crash Bandicoot sound font. Everybody, please enjoy that. In the background, I might turn it down a little bit more. But this was the first movie he made that made over $100 billion in the theaters. It's still, based on what accounting you go by, wasn't profitable enough, even though it made like close to $200 million. I mean, maybe more than 200 million worldwide. And it helps that, you know, it's led by one of the big movie stars. You can't. Well, I turned the music down really low. Don't worry about it. I didn't want it to overpower 100 billion. I might have mushmouthed it. Million. His first movie to make over 100 million. Which is also kind of funny to consider that here's this guy that is considered just, you know, one of the greats completely, especially of his generation. I don't know. I've talked a little bit about Quentin Tarantino this month, but certainly it came up with There Will Be Blood because of Paul Dano. But my thing is that Quentin is so threatened. He's so threatened by PTA because Quentin made Reservoir Dogs and he made Pulp Fiction, and he was the toast of the town, especially after Pulp Fiction. He was the indie darling. He created this whole like movement of 90s independent film. Him and, equal credit, if I have to be honest, Kevin Smith. If I'm just being honest, I was there. I lived through. I was, you know, young, but I remember. Those were two of the most important people at driving the 90s indie movie scene. And then, you know, Hard 8, whatever. Well regarded, but, you know, it doesn't, like, set the world on fire. But then Boogie Nights happens. And, you know, you're Quentin, you're like, oh, whoa, wait a minute. I thought I was the king. And it really did not take long for PTA to surpass him, I think personally. Though, you know, Magnolia and Jackie Brown, that's a great matchup. I don't know who I'm taking. Honestly, I'm taking Jackie Brown in that matchup. I mean, and I love Magnolia. I don't know. That's tough. So they were both still really good. But then Quentin, I think, just kind of, as some directors do, He's of a certain kind of director who gets a little bit more into their own persona, and then even their movies kind of become an extension of that persona. I'm thinking of Spike Lee a lot here, which sometimes he can still make a banger, but like, you're always very aware of Spike Lee, and even his best movies, like even Malcolm X. Well, he acts in Malcolm X, but like, just like in his flourishes and all of his, embellishments, he's always very Spike. And then, and Quentin's always very Quentin, and you can always tell Quentin's in the movie, his voice, regardless of what movie it is. But Paul is a guy who is he? I don't know. His movies are all so different from each other. I mean, he's got a great eye, and like, you can't really point to those same like hallmarks, and yet every movie is so great and so its own contained thing where it's like, you don't put the score of There Will Be Blood, up against even The Master, which is not too far off from tone wise, but like, it's a totally different time and context and what it's saying. Like, these are each their own thing that you can't mix and match. So for him to make such a contemporary film in one battle after another, I mean, and it feels contemporary. Like, of course, it's based on this Thomas Pynchon novel that he's been working on this screenplay basically his entire career, because the Vineland, the Thomas Pynchon novels from, I think, 1990. So he, would have been very young, like just out of college or young adult then. And so it's a story that's been sort of living with him. And it comes out while we are living in a fascist United States. And there are rebellions happening on the streets from time to time. And, the very first thing that happens in one battle after another is they do an operation to break out a bunch of migrants from a holding facility. And this movie was filmed in 2024, which, I mean, you don't have to be fucking Nostradamus to be like, I think Trump maybe might win in 2024, the way things were fucking going then. But I think even the most pessimistic among us couldn't see just how bad how quickly things could get quite so bad. So fast. That less than a year later. Oh yeah, and it was all happening. I mean, yeah, the reason that it was in the book in 1990, this has always been happening, right? And it was happening under Biden for sure, and it was happening under Obama a lot too. Like, this is America. Don't catch you slipping, though. Right? Remember that? Anyway, there's a whole thing where Hillary tried to warn us, and we'd be at brunch, and we would be at brunch. And we would be like, what's this movie? It's a little too mad. It's a little too angry. No, actually, this movie is, it's meant to be a real examination, and an accurate portrayal of real American revolutionary groups. I can't stress this enough. Depiction is endorsement. PTA does want to fetishize black women constantly in the movie, personally, for his own perverted ends. He's certainly not trying to make a commentary on American culture's own relationship with fetishizing black women, or allowing a black woman actor who's extremely talented, and who all the actors in this movie helped craft their own lines. It was a very collaborative writing experience. So she helped craft this character, and she couldn't be doing her own sort of really nuanced take on owning that sexuality and using that as its own kind of weapon. No, he was just being gross pervert, fetishizing black women, and then also he thinks that all revolutionaries are stupid and dumb and worthy of ridicule, so he made a movie that wanted you to hate all revolutionaries. Yeah, and he came up with the name Jungle Pussy. That isn't a person's actual performer name. That's not. She's not a music artist that legitimately uses that name. No, he came up with that to be a weird white guy, and this is meant to be an accurate history of revolutionary movements. And yeah, and he didn't pick up a single book on it. Anyway, that was just me. That was me summarizing a bunch of TikToks I've seen over the past 6 months. Because truly, the commentary around this movie is quite something. You know what it is, too? I can't help feeling this way, is that... And Letterboxd it bears some responsibility here. And I'm a Letterboxd user, and I love the service. But stan culture has bled into movie criticism culture, where now it's not enough to be like, this movie spoke to me. I loved it. I connected with it. It was really meaningful to me. That's not enough. That's not enough. You have to root for that movie at the expense of all others. Any other movie that is good is coming for your faves. Yes, is coming for the awards that are rightly owed your Sinners. Look, I like Sinners. It's a great piece of entertainment. I just watched it again like a month ago. Yeah, this movie is mad at Sinners. This movie wants to make sure that Sinners doesn't win, and that's why it was made and released, is so that a white guy can win over Ryan Coogler's movie that is constantly stopping and explaining itself. That movie... I mean, look, again, I like Sinners. I think Ryan Coogler is such a talented filmmaker, and in every one of his movies, he has at least one scene or sequence that is so jaw-dropping incredible. That is just... I always say Black Panther, whatever you want to say about it, the coronation scene where he gets challenged by M'Baku, and it's such an amazing... It's the best scene in any Marvel movie. Because it's all, you get so much about the culture and the history that's in there just by seeing the different tribes, and they don't stop and explain. They show it, and they show the whole challenge procedure and all this kind of stuff. And then Sinners starts with a explanation of, oh, there can be a thin veil when music opens up between, life and death, or whatever it is, heaven and hell, whatever. And then they remind you that again. And then when there's this sequence that when I did see it in theaters, I was like, holy fucking shit, this rocks. The scene in Sinners, we all know it, when there's the music and everybody's dancing and all the different cultures are dancing and all their ancestors and their future people, are all there jamming together. But again, it can't resist having a voiceover being like, oh, we're piercing the veil. And it's like, yeah, dude, I know. You don't have to stop and have some confidence. And there's a lot of that in the movie. There's a lot. I mean, again, great piece of entertainment, really imaginative, completely original. Which, actually, that was something I should have mentioned with K-pop Demon Hunters. Another thing I love about K-pop Demon Hunters is it was like, it's a cool... concept and world and basic premise, and it's original. It's not just regurgitating or repurposing something. So full credit, really enjoyed Sinners, but people have been acting like one battle after another is like the Pretender or something that the awards are going to give it to instead of Sinners. And it's like, Ryan Coogler's going to win one. He's a great director. He's an extremely successful director, and he's a director that has made it so now he calls the shots in a real way that a director doesn't get to do, let alone, a director under the age of 40 or however old he is. He's still pretty young, and he's black and all these things. He is a trailblazer, and he's great. and I love the guy, love his movies, can't wait to see what he does next. I don't think this is the best picture of the year. I don't think it's the best picture of the year. Spoiler alert for the BOBSCARS. All right, enough about Sinners. Let's talk about One Battle After Another. Leo is the star of this movie. This is the first movie that Leo makes with Paul Thomas Anderson. Leo is such a cool actor in that, of course, everybody thinks about now he's worked with Marty a bunch. He became sort of the new De Niro after at a point. And it's a great Leo performance. I love Leo. Comedic Leo is my favorite Leo. Wolf of Wall Street. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This is another one. Actually, I Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is one of the movies I threw on when I was very sick to fall asleep during. And I didn't actually fall asleep until like the very end. It was actually funny. I was drifting in and out of sleep as the Manson people were attacking the house. and I like had passed out for Austin Butler getting killed or whatever, but I woke up in time to see Leo kill Mikey Madison with the flamethrower. And then I fell asleep again, and when I woke up, it was... I fell asleep, missed the whole bro conversation between Brad Pitt and Leo, woke up again with Emil Hirsch letting him into the gate and going up, and that's the end of the movie. But anyway, I never understood why Brad Pitt got all the attention for... I mean, he's good in the movie, but Leo is the really special actor in that movie, to me. I mean, all the scenes that I see people talking about from one... Like, I've more than... Like, in a couple of separate occasions read interviews from older actors. I remember Michael J. Fox was one of them. Specifically, he was talking about his struggles with Parkinson's that referenced Leo having the meltdown in his trailer about being like, I just can't do it, and how awful that is. And it was like, it's like all these actors, like older actors, are like, oh my God, I know that, been there. I don't know. It's a great performance. I actually think that's my favorite Leo performance, even though I'm more mixed on the movie as a whole, even though I watch it a good deal for whatever reason. But he is wonderful in this movie. However, this is a real ensemble, and I was reading some what are they, the blind ballots or whatever that people do, but it was for the SAG Awards. Which now we're doing blind ballots for SAG. But they were polling people for what best ensemble was, and they quoted somebody as saying, the ensemble of One Battle After Another is so good, and every actor like really gets to shine in a way that doesn't overshadow everyone. Like everybody's doing, like, bringing it in such a cool way. Obviously, right here, this guy, Benicio. We'll get into Benicio a bit later, but he's so good in this movie. Although he doesn't even show up until like third of the way in or whatever. Really, it's Tiana Taylor at the beginning, who, I mean, again, and that's someone that's only in the first third of the movie, and besides a voiceover all the way at the end, and like her performance is like you feel it throughout the entire movie. When she's not in it, constantly a factor, and her actions and who she was, and it feels like such a palpable, real person that she carries through the entire movie, even as she literally walks off of it at a certain point. A really, really just unreal performance from Tiana Taylor. Along with, I have to say it, and look, he's not a good guy. He's a bad guy. And he's playing a bad guy. This is the best Sean Penn's ever been. Sean Penn is so fucking good in this movie. We have to be honest. And Sean Penn was in Licorice Pizza, and I remember when he showed up in that being like, we're gonna fucking use Sean Penn. Come on, PTA, you don't gotta use Sean Penn. And like, he was fine. I didn't feel strongly in Licorice Pizza about him. But in this movie, every second he was on screen, I was like, he's phenomenal. He's phenomenal. And when we talk about this being like an eternal movie, it's because that's like such an eternal villain. Colonel Lockjaw. Oh yeah, the second in command that's an actual interrogator guy. Like, yeah, when I watched it this most recent time, I actually got like chills because I'm like, this is just what this guy does. He's not acting. But Sean Penn, I also my theory on Colonel Lockjaw and Sean Penn's performance is that he's doing Michael Flynn, especially with the haircut. They style him kind of similar. And Michael Flynn is a fucking insane person. And I think that maybe the most validating thing in the movie is the Christmas Adventurers Club, in terms of it just like, of course it's so silly that these white supremacists guys are known as the Christmas Adventurers Club, but truthfully, it is as dumb as any of the rest of it. When we see where we're, and this is where it's like, how could he be so prescient? I mean, obviously it's been so stupid, but how can he see how unbelievably, obviously stupid and just pathetic these people will make themselves to be, as a kind of like stunting on us of like, yeah, we're fucking stupid hypocrites and you fucking hate us, and what are you gonna fucking do about it? That's the Christmas Adventurers Club. Tony Goldwyn, great. Also Jim Downey, wonderful. And I forget the actor's name, but the guy that's in the later scene, who I know from Newsies, another one of my beloved Newsies actors, R.I.P. Robert Duvall. Robert Duvall is most important. The guy from Roadhouse, yes, and also from Newsies. Where he plays Schneider, the crooked proprietor of the children's orphanage or whatever. Anyway, great, like just world building that feels like now in such a way. And the crazy thing is that there is like, you know, whatever, a 15-year time jump in the movie, and it feels like nothing changed in the world. And then you kind of have a moment where you're like, well, yeah. The past 15 years? I mean, you know? Like the cell phones are different. Like, we've just kind of felt like we're always in this fucking mode or whatever. And that's another thing about the movie. But really, it is Leo doing his Kurt Russell in Big Trouble in Little China. What's that character's name? Jack Burton? Is that it? Where there is all this adventure and crazy action happening, and he's kind of a non-factor. He's kind of chasing after it, behind it, while other people are doing it. But he keeps going. And I think what this movie, and I am going to cut this conversation a little bit short. Oh, is anybody? Okay, good. I want to make sure nobody was in the waiting room. That if there is like a message that I get in this movie, it's that taking care of your people is an important part of the revolution as well. That some people are going to have to go out and get their hands dirty and do some crazy shit, and some people are going to need to take care of them. And I think it's like, that's okay, Leo. You can just take care of your revolutionary daughter. Who, by the way, Chase Infinity, fantastic. I was actually disappointed she didn't get a Best Actress nomination. And also, some people were trying to say category fraud on that, but I don't think so. I don't think it's category fraud. I mean, of course, she's not in the first third of the movie. But once she's in the movie, it's her movie and it's Leo's movie. It is back and forth between the two of them. Yes, and I did do that too. After my most recent time watching it, I finally watched Battle of Algiers, which is a crazy movie. I mean, it just is like, it is shot like a documentary, and it's all non-actors, and it's a really, I mean, also, this is such a Paul Thomas Anderson thing of like, films being a part of the film. Like the fact that the film is in conversation with another film. I love whenever that shit happens. That's some of my favorite shit in movies, is when the movie is referenced, like not just like making a reference to another movie, but it's actually directly in dialogue with the movie. The movie is incorporated into the movie. I love that. Also, Regina Hall. I thought it was interesting when Paul was accepting one of his Golden Globe awards, and he was shouting at the cast, and he made a point to shout out Regina Hall, who wasn't even there. I think because she was filming the next scary movie, actually, which is funny. But he was like, I want to shout her out because she was the first one that had signed on to this movie. She was the first person attached, which is interesting because I think some people were like, oh, she doesn't get enough to do. And that's another one of the people that were like, this movie hates black revolutionaries or whatever because she fails. And it's like, no, she doesn't. She does her part exactly as she's supposed to. Chase Infinity, Willa, brings her phone, and that kind of reveals them. And, you know, she does what she can. Like, it's the deck is stacked against them. And this is the other thing, is it's like, yeah, you know what? Has the revolution happened? No. But are people still out there fighting? Yeah. And does the fucking government and the military have all the cards and have the deck stacked for them? I think so. So, yeah. So they're very easily able to track down. Oh, anyway, I'm not going to get into why the plot happens because the movie's new and you should know it. But I will just say the fucking car chase sequence at the end. I mean, the whole like final half of the movie is just insanely tight and good. Like, it just, the way that it all boils like to a head and then it just keeps boiling. And he keeps the pot boiling and it stays tense and it stays like pulse pounding or whatever, and you stay wrapped up in it, and it stays funny and fun, and like you're never not having a good time, even as like crazy horrific shit's happening. I don't know, I can't say enough about this movie. He really just crushed it. It's a 5-quadrant hit, like whatever you want to say. Like, he really just put his whole PTSD into it. And the Sensei skateboarders thing, I mean, so here's the thing about it. Is Sensei Jeff really came up with Benicio del Toro. This is why he's my GOAT. He came to filming late. He like, they had already been filming for like a month when he got there. And so he was like for the last third of filming, however long. And he got there and he's like, hey, so this is the character, my idea. I think he's running a like Harriet Tubman thing for migrants. That's right. That was Benicio's idea. Like, his whole character's deal was a Benicio, and Paul was just like, yeah, that sounds awesome. Let me fucking write that in. and which again just speaks to like why this movie's great is. And what great directors and great writers do is they create like a whole space that everybody can get into, everybody can vibe on, and everybody can steer this thing together. And that's what One Battle After Another feels like the whole time. It just is so confident, from the directing to the score from Johnny Greenwood is again a banger, to the way it's shot, the sound, everything, and then every single performance. We love One Battle After Another. It's good, actually. But how good? Well, folks, I think we can do this now. 1 second. Let's see how am I going to do this. Let's do presenter view. Okay. All right. Hang on. Let me just crop this, and we're gonna do the BOBSCARS. Here, actually, let me hide this. All right. Make sure that I'm getting everything in this. All right. Who's ready to see who won these BOBSCARS? Shout out in the chat. You all got your... everybody's following along in their BOBSCAR pool. I know your work had your Bobscar pool going. All right. Folks, here it is. The 2026 Bobscars, celebrating the best in 2020 film as determined by an awards body of one extremely smart and handsome cultural consumer. Let's make sure we get all of it. Okay. All right. Oh, we got money riding on it. Okay. Well, I will say... It's a wonderful night for Bobscar, Bobscar, Bobscar. Who will win? Come to ya through a roof. Retail robbery. Well, that's the truth. And if you're hiding, how hard is it to live for months at the Toys R Us? I'm a roof man. I'm a roof man. I'm a roof man. I'm a roof man. Hair nice so she can contact us up. Don't even think twice. Mask up just like Jen Aniston. Go ahead and break the ice. Full on electrocute her. So if you want to shoot her, be wise. She's Emma's in Begonia. It's like Paranoid Guys, right? Begonia. Your ghost weirding out so nice. Begonia. Jesse Plemons is the coolest white. Begonia. Begonia. Okay, all right. You know you are. Shit, I gotta go back. You know you look. Fierce shooting fire bombs. Navi. And you know you are Quaritch's lady love. Navi. I wanna fuck for wrong and do psychotropic drugs. Oh, your goddess has no dominion here. Ooh, Navi lady. Navi. Okay. I'm just the drop shipper in Cloud, selling some anime figurines, screwing over an entire crowd just to secure my own winnings. Kiyoshi Kurosawa, wow, I hope you never stop making films. Rattel's driving around all over town. Hope that nobody gets pissed. Alright, already we're all weapons. Aunt Gladys activated us and we're weapons. Alright, already we're all weapons. Aunt Gladys activated us and all weapons. Alright. Okay. Why don't you know the passwords for this phone call? Oh, in one battle after another. Oh, it can't be true. Pussy don't pop for you. Oh, one battle after another. All right, that was the opening. That was my medley of parody songs about the movies. Thanks. Okay, thank you. All right, good. Okay. Now, clap. Thank you. Now the awards. Here we go. Best cinematography. I'm going to have to move my, because I use every part of this screen here. Okay. Best cinematography. Billy Crystal is absolutely the model. And you know what's funny is that the Billy Crystal parody medley started as its own joke about how bad musical medleys at the Oscars were. Like, it started as an ironic sort of bit, and then he just got more into it. Anyway. Best cinematography finalists. Michael Bauman, One Battle After Another. Adolfo Veloso, Train Dreams. Steven Soderbergh, Presence. That's right, he's his own cinematographer and his own editor on that movie. Darius Kanji, Eddington, really well shot movie. Looks just like a classic Western. Loved it. And Christopher Blovelt, The Mastermind. The Mastermind. And the winner, folks, I said it shook things up right at the 11th hour. Dong Jin Sung, Resurrection. Look at that shot. Look at that shot. That's from the 1999 section. It's one unbroken shot. It's so fucking crazy. And that's like towards the end, and there's already been a whole bunch of crazy shit before that. Anyway. Resurrection's really good. Now, next category. Best Production Design. This is a fun category. Finalists. Hannah Beachler, Sinners. Liu Kang and Tunan for Resurrection. Some really, really cool production design in that as well. Adam Stuckhausen for The Phoenician Scheme. Of course, Wes is always going to bring it on the production design front. And Kazra Farahani, Fantastic Four, First Steps, a movie that I thought did not live up to its own production design. The story wasted a really great production design. And James Price for Begonia. I mean, there's some really cool locations, and even the dingy basement to some of the locations you see in the end, and then the whole final sequence. But the winner is Frankenstein, Tamara Deverell. Look at that. Look at that production design there. You got to give it up for the production design on Frankenstein. That fucking lab looked cool. All right. Next up. Oh, wait. I can actually continue my Nirvana Crash Bandicoot. Okay. Best score. Finalists. Here we go. Rob Mazurek for The Mastermind, a really cool jazzy score. Ludwig Göransson, Sinners, Ryan's main guy. He always does a good job. Jerkson Fendrix, what a name for Begonia. Jerskin Fendrix. And Michael Giacchino for Fantastic Four, First Steps. Also, just a really good score. Great score. Great production design. Bad movie. And Kang Ding Ray Sirat, a movie I did not particularly care for, but did have a fucking awesome house music score. It's honestly really good. But the winner is Johnny. It's Johnny. And there he is with Paul. One battle after another. Picking up its first Bobscar of the evening. Will it be its only one? I guess we'll have to wait and find out. All right. Now, we're on to some of our special awards. All right. We give out some special awards as a part of the Bobscars. These are only given to when there are worthy recipients for each of these. And I'm introducing a new award as well. So let's go through them. First is the Greatest Showman Award, which is given to a film that performed very well with audiences and or critics that was, in actuality, very bad. Like The Greatest Showman was when I first gave this award out. And this year, it goes to The Long Walk. Man, I love both of these actors, and this movie fucking sucked ass. And you will not believe the tomato meter on it. I don't even know what happened here. It's based on the very first story that Stephen King ever wrote, and boy, can you fucking tell. Anyway. I hated that movie. Next special award. Okay, we are inducting somebody into the So Bad It's Good Hall of Fame, okay? Newest inductee. Now, I almost did two inductees. War of the Worlds was the one I was thinking. And then as I was making the presentation, I was like, you know what? I never want to watch War of the Worlds again. That is not so bad it's good. I'm glad I watched it once. I never want to experience it again. But on the other hand, Luc Besson's Dracula. Folks, if you haven't seen Luc Besson's Dracula, do yourself a favor, okay? It's a terrible movie, but it does have some kind of insane art direction. It also he has gargoyle minions. He also completely like copies the Gary Oldman look from Bram Stoker's Dracula, the Francis Ford Coppola one. In addition to a bunch of other crazy stuff, there's a whole extended dance sequence where he like hypnotizes people through his perfume to do choreographed dances for him at balls. It's a fucking insane movie. Really recommend this one, and it's bad. And Luc Besson's a bad guy also. All right. Okay. This is the first time we are giving out the Hackman Hoffman Prize. This is a new award that I've decided to give out this year and hopefully in future years if there are worthy recipients. But it's given to a rising character actor, maybe sort of young, not necessarily. It's got to be a character actor. We're looking for the future Giamattis. All right, we're looking for the future Robert Duvalls. All right, and it's of course named for Gene Hackman and Philip Seymour Hoffman, the Hackman Hoffman Award. And this year, I am very honored to give to recognize their body of work over the past 3 years, John Magaro of Poor Things, September 5, and a brief little stint in The Mastermind as well. God, I love when this guy pops up in things. September 5 is like fine, but he's really good in it. And he's always really good. So we are shouting out John Magaro as one of the great character actors. He's made a name for himself, and we recognize that here. Okay, folks. Oh, never mind. All right. Best screenplay. Very good in Past Lives. Very, very good. He didn't win. Not winning this one. Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another is... Also, I should say, these are ranked. So this means that Paul Thomas Anderson just missed out on winning, right? If he was one, like, it's ranked. So then now next down is Joachim Trier and Eskil Vogt. Sentimental Value, great screenplay. Eva Victor, Sorry Baby, wonderful screenplay. Really insane how she's able to keep it funny and fun while it's so dark. And makes you want to keep watching, even though it's like, you should be like, oh, I don't know. This does amalgamate original and adapted. Yeah, I just do best screenplay. Ira Sachs, Peter Hujar's Day. Now, wait, hang on. He just transcribed an interview. No, there was actually a lot more to it, and the way that he segmented it around the apartment and like he made scenes out of it. It's a really wonderful. I love Peter Hujar's Day, and I love Ira Sachs and David Coep, Black Bag. David Coep also wrote the Jurassic Park that came out last year. That was one of the worst things I've ever seen, but Black Bag had a really great script. But the winner is Park Chan-wook, Lee Kyung-mi, Don McKellar, and Lee Ja-hye for No Other Choice. What a good script. Again, just a funny, like, satire. Satire's so hard to do well. The Oscars really fucked up not giving No Other Choice some love this year. Really good movie. All right. Okay. Now it's going to get a little confusing because I have added actually 2 more tiers. And there are a lot of actors and supporting actors that are nominated, or that are recognized, I should say, because we start with the honorable mentions, okay? Odessa is I Am Marty Supreme, Emily Watson Hamnet, Kate Blanchett Black Bag, Stephen Lang Quaritch, Avatar Fire and Ash, Andrew Scott Blue Moon, Mia Goth Frankenstein, Pedro Pascal Eddington, Kevin O'Leary Marty Supreme, I am the one person who likes Mark Ruffalo in Mickey 17, Nathan Fillion in Superman, and Aidan Delbus in Begonia. These are my honorable mentions. Now we go 1 tier up. The finalists. This is the only tier that we've had in the other ones, okay? Rebecca Hall, Peter Hujar's Day. Josh Brolin, Weapons and Wake Up Dead Man. Great in both of those movies. Sun Ye-jin, No Other Choice. The Wife, very good. Jacob Elordi, Frankenstein, he's quite good. Una Chaplin, Avatar, Fire and Ash. You know we love Varong here. We know we love Varong. Stellan Skarsgård, Sentimental Value. Got to give it up. Delroy Lindo, Sinners. Again, got to give it up. Regina Hall, One Battle After Another. Really, really a special performance in that movie, even that she's like not a showy performance, but it's a very important performance. Tanya Maria, the funny old lady in The Secret Agent. And a really, really fantastic comedic performance from Pamela Anderson in The Naked Gun. Really one of the best comedic performances of the year. Yeah, Josh Brolin's What the Fuck. And also, he's like the best part of Wake Up Dead Man, too. I really do. I was mixed on that movie, but I loved his asshole priest. All right, now here's where it gets confusing, okay? Because these aren't the winners, but they are a step up from finalists. And now, again, these are all roughly ranked as well, how they're listed. So these are the supporting actors who distinguished themselves this year. And so we make a distinction for them and put them in their own special circle for the best supporting actors. Naomi Ackie in Mickey 17 and Sorry Baby. She's excellent in both. Kirsten Dunst in Roof Man. Really one of the most empathetic, wonderful performances of the year. And then Amy Madigan in Weapons, one of the gonzo batshit performances of the year that instantly fell in love with this performance. And I've always loved Amy Madigan. And I didn't even recognize her in the movie. I was like, who plays this woman? Until after the end, I was like, that was Amy Madigan. Oh my fucking God. And I really, really, my favorite performance in Sentimental Value was Inga Ibsdottir Lilius as the sister in Sentimental Value. And here they are. Here are our distinction circle. Their performances. Naomi Ackie, Kirsten Dunst, Amy Madigan, and Inga Ibsdottir Lilius. Now, those aren't our winners. Our best supporting actors. The winners are Tiana Taylor, One Battle After Another, and Sean Penn, One Battle After Another. I couldn't give it to anyone else than these two. And very possible that this is what ends up being the Oscars as well. It's a real possibility. Sean Penn just won the BAFTA. We'll see if he wins the SAG. He actually could be making a late play here. And look, I hate the guy, but he deserves it. He's so good. So those are our best supporting actors. They're safe choices, but sometimes the safe choice is the correct one. And on that note, you might be saying, wait, hang on a second. You recognized Regina Hall, and you recognized Tiana Taylor, and you recognized Sean Penn, but you've forgotten someone. No, I haven't. The winner of the year, who won the entire year. Past winners include Ayo Edebiri, Willem Dafoe, and Jordan Peele. You know it's fucking Benicio del Toro won the entire goddamn year. For both leading the Phoenician Scheme brilliantly. A really wonderful performance. I myself feel perfectly safe. I don't love every performance in that movie. I think some of the supporting ones are like, yeah. But he is stellar throughout. And then One Battle After Another, where he also sort of came up with his whole character's deal as well. And you have to, so that's just like even more reason. Benicio, best year of his career in many, many years. Really, really fucking crushed it this year. Benicio, congratulations. You're the winner of the year. You win the BOBSCAR for the winner of the year. Yeah, the whole Aristotle Onassis pastiche. Yeah, I like that way of putting it. Okay. Here we go. Best Director. Finalists. Park Chan-wook, No Other Choice. Be Gone, Resurrection. There it is again. You know I gotta give it up to Jim. You gotta give it up to Jim. Jim Cameron, never doubt him. Jim Cameron, Fire and Ash. Guillermo, Frankenstein. and Ryan Coogler, Sinners. I don't know. I sent invites to everybody gets in. I don't. I guess people are. It's award season. There's a lot going on. SAG awards are tomorrow, I think. So yeah. Anyway, the winner is Paul Thomas Anderson. Of course, you all already knew that. You all already knew. So Park Chan-wook won for the screenplay. PTA won for the directing. Yeah, I've already talked enough about this tonight. Paul Thomas Anderson won. All right. The big ones. Best actors. Here we go. Honorable mentions: Masaki Suda for Cloud, Josh Hartnett in Fight or Flight, David Corenswet in Superman, Joaquin Phoenix in Eddington, Sophie Thatcher in Companion, and Channing Tatum in Roofman. Now let's see those finalists. Wagner Moura, The Secret Agent. Sally Hawkins, Bring Her Back. Not getting enough love here at the end of the year. Whatever you think about that movie, she was lights out in it. Eva Victor, Sorry Baby. What a debut. What a performance. The performance, the writing, the directing, all connected into a really, really crazy special thing. Josh O'Connor, 2 great leading performances in both The Mastermind and Wake Up Dead Man. Jessie Buckley was quite good in Hamnet. I have to give it up. But of course, we got Leo and Chase for One Battle After Another. Both of them right there. Basically, might as well be on one line together because they're a team. Michael B. Jordan in Sinners, doing great work. Great. Both of those characters are very well defined, and he does a really good job as both of them. Renato Reinsva, really, really, really great in Sentimental Value. Great lead performance in that. Of course, we love. I said he's the greatest white. I needed to rhyme something, and so when I was doing my Begonia parody, which I really stumbled over, I called Jesse Plemons the coolest white. As in the coolest white guy. And he does beat out Timothée Chalamet and Marty Supreme, which, Timmy's great in that. And if he wins the Oscar, that's fine. But here's my circle of distinction for the best actors. Top of the pack, Emma Stone, Begonia. The greatest white category. Emma Stone, Begonia, I said it. Every time Emma works with Yorgos Lanthimos, she levels up her acting, which is already so good, and so she needs to actually stop working with Yorgos Lanthimos to give other actors a chance to catch up, because the parity between her and all other actors of her generation is going to start to be really stark, and so she needs to kind of settle down. She's getting too good. Ethan Hawke, Blue Moon. This was a movie that was for me, and I really loved him in it. Lee Byung-hun, what a amazing leading performance. So funny, so you totally empathize with this guy's insane actions. You see where he's coming from. Really great. And Robert Pattinson and Mickey 17. How good was he in that movie, folks? Let's see him. Here they are. Our best actors. There they are. Or the Circle of Distinction, I should say. Circle of Distinction for best actors. Because now, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to give it away playing for this part. Okay, Everlong's fine. All right. Now, yeah, he was also great in K-pop Demon Hunters. Yeah, when I looked up, I was like, wait, who's voicing the villain guy? And I was like, oh shit. All right. Best actors. I saw this movie last fall, and she's been at the top of the pack ever since, and nobody ever came close to topping her. This is the best acting I saw last year. It's the best acting I've seen in several years. It's on par with the very best Jenna Rollins performances. It's a woman under the influence quality. Rose Byrne. If I had legs, I'd kick you. And also, another late watch. Just watched this a week or two ago. Ben Whishaw, Peter Hujar's Day. Really, really feel like you get to know this man, and he really embodies him. I always like Ben Whishaw. This was one of my favorite. These are my 2 favorite performances of the year. Ooh, okay. I need to see Caught by the Tides. And I haven't seen Desert of Namibia either. But that's good to get on the list as well. Yeah, here are your best actors of 2025 as determined by me, and I feel pretty good about it. All right. Final one. And we have a lot to get through, though. The best films of the year. Honorable mentions. Oh, top of the honorable mentions list. Sorry. Get mad at me. Whatever. I'll take it. I'm honored to mention Sinners, The Secret Agent, Marty Supreme, Blue Moon, Presence, Black Bag, Eddington, Hamnet, Superman, Fight or Flight, The Phoenician Scheme, Bring Her Back, Companion, Friendship, Wake Up Dead Man, One of Them Days, The Naked Gun, Elio. There should be something separating The Naked Gun and Elio. All right. But now here are the finalists. Peter Hujar's Day. Yes, quite liked Peter Hujar's Day. Begonia. Frankenstein. Weapons. Mickey 17. If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Arco. Loved Arco. Sentimental Value. The Shrouds. That's right. Cronenberg. Still got it. The Mastermind. Roofman. And Sorry Baby. Those are our finalists. Now let's look at our circle of distinction. Cloud. No Other Choice. It Was Just an Accident. Resurrection. And Avatar, Fire and Ash. Our circle of distinction, we have 3 films from East Asia, from 3 different countries, Japan, South Korea, and China. We have the Iranian filmmaker Jafar Panahi's It Was Just an Accident. And we have a movie from Pandora as well. So they're all foreign movies. But best film of the year. Any guesses? Let's please bets. What do people think? What do people think it is? In the chat. I don't know. Yeah, I really loved It Was Just an Accident. That was my first Jafar Panahi, so I'm excited to watch like No Bears and some of his other ones as well. Okay, yeah. Zootopia 2. You're right. That's still on the board here. Your ass already knows that it's one battle after another. It was always going to be. Again, just like Roseburn, it went straight to the top of the list when I saw it, and nothing even came close to challenging it. But those 5 Circle of Distinction ones are the other ones that I really, really, really love. Like, those really spoke to me. I think what all those movies, especially like Cloud, No Other Choice, they really speak to now in an urgent way. It Was Just an Accident too. I mean, and certainly Avatar. They speak to now in such a potent way. They are very alive. And in conversation with strange times that we find ourselves in, and that's a great, like, that's why I love movies, is because movies can kind of do that. But anyway, Benicio, what do you think about One Battle After Another's wins and taking home Winner of the Year? Oh, he's happy. He's dancing. He's dancing about it. He likes it. All right. Good. Thank you, little gay ghost. I hope everybody liked the picks. Those are my winners. I feel good about them. I'll let y'all know when I see Testament of Ann Lee if that would have shaken things up. It very well could have. Very well. I doubt it would dethrone One Battle After Another, but who knows? But it could maybe get in the circle. I don't know. Enjoying a few small beers to celebrate. I love it. I love it. What a great year for film. I really do think it was a really, really good one. I mean, even like all the stuff in my honorable mentions, I've only put stuff in there when I'm like, that was such a good time. And I felt that way a lot at the movies this year. And then I saw Marty Supreme, and I still liked it, but that I did not have fun. Mostly because I was sick, though. Yeah, those are that is the BOBSCARS, and that was PTA-bruary, and that was the Good Movie Chat About for at least a little bit. We're taking a break from Good Movie Chatting About, but I will still be talking movies. I will still be streaming on Saturdays. I think I'll still on Saturdays catch up with my Letterboxd diary, and some dulls, and now we're allowed to talk about bad movies too. Yeah, exactly. So, look forward to that. And tomorrow, come back at 6 p.m. It's movie night. It's Sunday movie night, and I'm so excited. I have the TV movie Gleason there's a biopic about Jackie Gleason starring Brad Garrett in really, really stupid makeup. I cannot stress enough how stupid the makeup looks. Let's pull that up. Let's pull that up. Jamie, can we pull that up? All right. Here we go. I wanna be with you everywhere. Okay. Yeah. So come back for this tomorrow at 6. Oh, how sweet it was, starring Brad Garrett. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and there's some other good stuff. We've got more Conan and Letterman conversations that I'm really excited about. And then next weekend, I think I'm going to spend all weekend playing Slay the Spire and watching all concerts that I have saved in my YouTube playlist. So, because I'm excited for Slay the Spire. All right. Yeah, that's going to be it for this week. I really appreciate everybody hanging out. This was really fun as always. Yeah, and I can raid the Go Off Kings. How about that? How about raiding the Go Off Kings? Sounds fun to me. All right. And until next time, we'll catch you later.
Toronto, Cannes, Berlin, and Sundance, everybody chat about good movies, chat about good movies, chat about good movies, good movies, good movies.
One for your squirrel girl. It looks like Big Hal is doing even better.
What's up, bud?
I was doing better the last one.
You're doing great.
Or
24
Goo
and
Goo,
1.
what's up? Thank you for the rate.